I think being selfish is the most noble thing somebody can do now. In a world where everybody is self-righteous, virtue signalers, egotistical, narcissists, left and right, being actually selfish is somebody that cares about himself. I actually realized this even with my brother, that he's such a kind person because he does say no to certain things. That's a good indicator that somebody is kind, because when he does give you something, it's an act of kindness.
I don't think most people understand how selfish I had to be in order to become this selfless. I had to be selfish with my energy. I had to be selfish with my time. I said no to everything and everyone until I pulled myself out of the situation I was in and made something for myself. I took care of me. I put me first. That is the reason why my mom's retired, why my friends are taken care of, why I can give away so much money, why I can build schools for thousands of kids. Because when I was younger, I didn't give my energy to them. I took care of me first.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omaomi, aka Petite Diva, and in this video we are talking about if women becoming selfish by putting their dreams, their goals, their plans and themselves before others is a good thing or a bad thing.
I want to make this video very short and sweet, and it brings me no joy to talk about a topic like this. It has to be addressed. Men are very selfish, and that is something we ought to learn from them as women. Men leave situations that no longer benefit them. Men respect their boundaries, and they move on when they need to. A man can promise you something and never fulfill it if at that moment in time he doesn't feel the need to anymore. They have no loyalties to us. And I know firsthand how hard it is to walk away from a situation, from somebody that you love and something that you're desperately trying to make work. But if this person is not treating you right, not loving you right, not showing you any respect, please learn to walk away and put yourself first. It will only benefit you in the long run. Trust me.
It comes down to disappointing other people or disappointing yourself. Choose other people all the time. It is your job in life to disappoint as many people as you can so you do not disappoint yourself.
Selfishness and how to have the best selfish era ever. Some of you have been so wrapped up into doing things because other people have wanted you to do them, or doing things based on your socialization and your conditioning. Those are the things that your mom, your dad, your parents, your grandparents, your aunties, your uncles told you you needed to do, how they showed you to be a woman, that you really have been living your own life from a place that was not about who you are, what you want, your pleasures, or what you want to feel. And there's often a lot of guilt around being selfish, especially when it comes to Black women, because we're taught that we have to be respectful of our parents and be respectful of our elders, even if you well into your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. But now is the time for you to recognize that you get to take care of yourself. You get to reclaim your power. You get to step back into your divine feminine. And you get to do what you want to do simply because you want to do it. And this is the perfect opportunity for you to take that selfish position in your life, because life rewards the selfish woman. Listen to me and listen to me clearly. A woman who puts her needs first, who puts her pleasure first, who puts her desires first, will always get what she wants, because that's what she is focused on. And energy flows where focus and attention goes. So anything that you focus your energy and your attention on, it will grow. Life will recognize that that is what you want more of, and it will give you more of the pleasure, more of the joy, more of the things that you are creating for yourself. So start being a little bit more selfish with your time. Start being a little bit more selfish with your energy, and start being a lot more selfish about how you take care of yourself over pleasing and taking care of others. It's time for you to start having your selfish girl era and bring on that soft girl era.
Everybody's in their like eras. Oh, it's my soft girl era. It's my era. I am in my most selfish bitch era ever. When I tell y'all, I do not care about what anybody else has going on. I truly don't give a shit. I literally deleted my Instagram, not like the whole account, but like I just took the app off of my phone, because I find myself in people's business or like knowing stuff that I don't care about. I don't give a what you ate today. I don't give a where you went today. I don't care about any of that. And I know my mom is going to watch this. Stop cursing, but mom, curse words show emphasis. I truly do not give a what anybody else is doing right now. Like, I am so self-absorbed. I pray to God nobody thinks, oh, you're worried about me. You're not me. Not right now, at least. Like, y'all, I am so focused on myself, and probably one of the happiest that I've ever been. Don't wake up seeing what anybody else is doing. I don't care. I just focus on myself all day, and I pour into myself, and I love on myself, and I do everything for myself. Selfish bitch era.
I'm going to give you 3 really good reasons, if you're a former people pleaser, why you need to step into your selfish girl era. Okay, people pleasers tend to overextend themselves. If you start getting selfish and prioritizing yourself, that's the first thing that goes. You eliminate spending excessive money on people to make things happen for them. You're not as tired, because I know that when you're overextending yourself, you're doing a lot of work to like make other things happen for other people, and then you suffer. You understand your true bandwidth. Because being in your selfish girl era doesn't mean that you're an inherently selfish person. It just means you're learning to prioritize yourself over others. You'll learn how to set boundaries. If you haven't read the book, Set Boundaries, Find Peace, do that. But I feel like boundaries gets like a bad rep because it's like, it's an overused term, right? Where people are like, you crossed my boundary. But really, understanding your own personal boundaries, how you can show up, how that feels good for you versus what's too much and what's going to cause burnout is probably one of the most important things you can learn as a woman. 3, you'll see who's really for you. People who are inherently people pleasers will have people around them that are only in their orbit because they want something from you. The second that you put your foot down and you say, hey, actually, this is too much for me, or I don't think so, you'll see people drop like flies. And the ones that don't are truly your people. 2024, we're happy, we're healthy, we're balanced, we're prioritizing ourselves.
I became extremely selfish with my time this year, and I'm very happy about it. See, I've wasted a lot of time being unselfish, and I'll tell you what that unselfishness has costed me. It costed me the most prominent and prime years of my life, from the age of 20 all the way up until my mid-30s. I ran a successful business on paper for a very long time in the HR industry, and it went to shits because I was so unselfish that I put everything else a priority other than my business. And so one day I got sick and tired of it and shut down the company and was broke. I was just never selfish enough to put myself first and dedicate myself to one craft or one art, even when it excited me the most. And I had to hit rock bottom, and I mean complete rock bottom in my life, to be able to turn around my life. But the one thing that did change after hitting rock bottom and becoming older and turning 35 and going through the worst shit in my life, I became so selfish with myself, with my time, with my priorities, with my goals, with my worth, with who I am, that I realized being selfish should be the standard for a woman, because we're taught from such an early age to be so unselfish and say yes and okay and put our head down and listen to everyone else but ourselves.
So if you're in your selfish era, this is definitely a video you can relate to. And if you are thinking about getting into your selfish era, keep on watching. I'm currently on my way to get my nails done, and I am just having some thoughts, just some life thoughts. And I'm just thinking about how, like, whenever you start choosing you first, a lot of people get kind of angry about that. Like, they really cannot handle you picking you over them, which is crazy, because it's like, this is me we're talking about. Like, if I'm not happy, then how can I make anybody else happy? When you tell people the word no, they get angry about it. And I think it's because they're just so used to the old you. They cannot handle you not being their doorman. They can't handle you not being a yes man. They can't handle you just simply standing up for yourself. They're so used to you sticking by their side no matter what, even if they're wrong. So I'm just thinking about a lot of people and a lot of relationships or friendships and things that did not work out. And I think it's because I changed. You're right. I changed. I no longer do things that don't serve me. I no longer say yes to things that don't serve me. I what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I'm not in the business of kissing anybody's ass. So that's just my thoughts for today.
Be audacious. Now remember my last video, I said be arrogant, be bold, and stop putting yourself down because of other people's insecurities, because they are threatened by you. Now listen, if only women had a crumb of the audacity that men have, we would be unstoppable. Okay, we would actually apply ourselves to things that we didn't even know we were capable of doing, and we would unlock a power within ourselves that we didn't even know that we had. So yeah, I don't care anymore, and neither should you. I'm an audacious woman. Get used to it. Thank you.
Here's a little tidbit about being called selfish. The next time someone says that to you, I would like you to say, thank you. Because chances are you were probably called selfish by someone as a retaliatory measure for not doing something they wanted you to do or doing something that they didn't want you to do. And if that's the case, and it usually is, then who's actually the person who is behaving in a selfish manner? Because chances are, if they didn't get their way, they lashed out by name calling. So who's selfish in that scenario? You for choosing yourself and choosing to do what you know is best for you, which, by the way, if you do that, congratulations, that's a step in the direction of healing and being quite healthy. Or the person who, through their little temper tantrum, didn't get their way because they weren't able to control you.
Have the wizard mindset. Okay, what is the wizard mindset? The wizard mindset is basically believing that you're a wizard.
You do have to think about yourself because nobody else is thinking about that for you. Everybody else is too busy thinking about themselves. And so this idea of being selfish shouldn't feel like such a foreign thing for women or a dirty word for women. It's like you have to be. There is no other way to get ahead and to do what you want to do. You have to put your needs and your wants and your ambition first because no one is going to do that for you.
If you want to get what you want in your life, you got to stop being nice. Nice is not the goal. Nice is not the goal because nice is your conditioning. Nice is what's kept you in people pleasing, not being assertive enough, not asking for what you want, not putting yourself out there. Nice is what your brain got told was safe when you were a child, perhaps because you were told that you had to be sweet and kind, you couldn't be angry, your feelings weren't validated, maybe you weren't challenged, maybe you weren't spoken into, maybe you had to be responsible for others' happiness. And therefore you became the good girl, the nice girl, the people pleaser. And this conditioning feels like you, but it's not. It feels like your identity, but it isn't who you really are. It's just the way that you were taught to act to stay safe, but you don't need it anymore. You're an adult now, you can keep yourself safe. So the desire to be nice can be so strong that it can overpower your intuition, it can overpower your wisdom, and it keeps you in relationships where you're not treated the way that you deserve. It keeps you in low levels of income because you're not willing to ask for more, to expect more. It keeps you in low levels of your quality of life and your self-care. People pleasing and being nice keeps you stuck. It keeps you trapped in a box that society has told you that you have to fit into. But the beauty of midlife, getting older, having more life experiences, we realize that that's all bullshit. And we've got to kick it to the curb. We've got to kick being nice to the curb. Because being nice is keeping you trapped. And when you realize that it isn't who you are, that it's a conditioning, it's a program that you've been brainwashed into believing, you can start to rise into your power. Because when you start to rise into your power and you start to be aware of who you really are, what you deserve, that your desires are there for a reason to guide you through life, and that it's okay to stand out. It's okay to stand in your power. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to take up space in life. And not only is it okay, it's necessary in order for you to claim the life you deserve. That's when you will start to see how amazing and fabulous you are. And you need to start being selfish. You need to start being so fucking selfish that you put your needs first, your priorities first. You're asking for what you want. You're speaking your mind. You're making decisions that work for you. Instead of being nice, it's time to start being fabulously selfish. Because when you are fabulously selfish and you put yourself first, now you are in your power. Now you are full of yourself. And when you are so full of your true self that nothing can rock your peace, nobody's going to disrespect you. You are taking fucking good care of yourself. That's when your reality will change and you will be able to be a generous giver to others out of the overflow of the abundance you've created for yourself. Nice is not the goal. Let's kick nice to the curb and learn how to be selfish, learn how to stand in your power, learn how to create the life you deserve, learn how to raise your standards, and then everything else will fall into place. Be selfish, learn how to come back to your true identity as a powerful, strong woman, and start walking into your future. With that energy, you'll be unstoppable.
Lately, I've been really selfish about me. I refuse to pour into other cups when mine isn't full, and I cannot always be the one initiating conversations and the checkups, and I refuse to be the only one apologizing when both parties are at fault. I'm not the emotional dumpster, and I'm not the designated pick a friend because you're lonely. I'm not always open for invitations, and I'm no longer available on your time. I realized many times that what I gave was more than I gave myself, all in the spirit of giving, but realized it was manifesting in the taking from me. I realized my inability to be available bothered the ones who only needed me for a deed, but were always absent when it was my turn, and my turn was rare, so it's even worse when I think about it. All of the energy that was given never returned, and I overplayed my positions many times. I granted myself a much needed release and decided to pour into me on my terms, my conditions, and for me. Lately, I've been really selfish about me, and I don't care who's not with it. Lately, I've been doing fine.
You struggle with relationships in your life, friendships, family, romantic relationships. You constantly have drama, conflict, disagreements. You're looking for a solution. You're trying to understand what you can do better to have better relationships with people. Learn healthy selfishness. And yes, there's a thing as healthy selfishness, being selfish in a healthy way. It will give you that mindset of, I love myself too much to accept less from another human being. I will pick me before you or anyone else. It will give you the mindset of, you have to earn a seat at my table. I am focused on me and I am focused on making me happy. It will give you a mindset of, I am the most important person in my life. Come into my life with something, or don't bother coming. It'll give you the mindset of, if you don't add any value in my life, you have to go. It will give you the mindset of, as long as you don't have anything to offer me in life, you don't deserve 5 seconds of my thinking. You don't deserve a space in my head. You don't deserve even a second of thoughts in my head. It will give you the mindset of, I am enough for myself, so I don't need to entertain anybody just to feel whole or to fill up space. If you're coming into my life, you're adding to this goodness. You're not taking away from it. And if you have nothing to offer, don't come at all. But I do have to let you know that when you start doing this, people will begin to drop out of your life like flies. Personally, I think this is a huge win. Yes, you're going to have less people in your life. You might actually have 1 or 2 left after you've done the filtering, but you'll be left with quality people, high value people in your life. And moving forward, you attract high value people. It's easy for you to spot someone who doesn't fall under the category of people that's going to give you peace in your life. The few people you're going to eventually have in your corner are people that align with you, like who you are, your beliefs and values, and you have less conflict, less drama, and less disagreement.
Now, shortly before I came across the video that inspired this video, which talked about healthy selfishness that women should have, I was just looking at some of the projects that I had wanted to achieve by this time, but I've not achieved. And I looked at my finances and capability previously, and I saw that I could have done the things that I wanted to do if I'd just been focused on it and I'd been more selfish, because I was really like doing things for others a lot. Some they did not ask me, I just did. But I was just thinking, if I had cut down a bit of what I was doing for others, I would have achieved at least one or two of what I wanted to achieve. Then I came across the videos and other videos that were talking about women being selfish is a good thing, because it helps you to move forward. It helps you to be happier because you're achieving things that you wanted to achieve. And it might also remove some people that would have been a leech on you. Now, I also came across videos of people saying that women need to like think like men, that men are really like focused. They don't allow anything to deviate them from their focus, and that women need to be as focused and selfish like men. It seemed like all the videos that I was watching were just like reminding me of the fact that I said I want to put myself first. And at that time, I was about to take a decision to help someone that did not ask me, and probably would not have even said thank you if I had done it. But I wanted to take that decision, and even though that decision would have put me in a bit of anxiety and would have derailed me from some things, but I was just like, let me just do this for this person. Even though I know the person will not be grateful, the person will be like, who sent you? Did I ask for this kind of help? I want this, I want that. If you cannot do this, something like that. But I was like, I will do it. Then I started seeing these videos on being selfish in your selfish era, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do what I wanted to do. Because when I even thought about it, and when I looked at the person that I wanted to even offer a particular help to, I just looked at this person would never put me first, will never put my own dreams or my own plans first and say, okay, I will put my plans behind and or at the back burner and allow you to achieve your dreams. That person will never ever do that. 100%, 1000% know that. So I was like, why am I then going to cause myself anxiety and derail the things that I wanted to do because of someone that's never going to put you first, because of someone that is never going to appreciate what you have done? And so I was just like, okay, I'm not doing that. And maybe like a week after I decided I'm not going to do that, I had a situation that I needed to resolve. And because I put myself first, I did not have anxiety when I was trying to resolve it, because I had put myself first, because I had decided not to carry out that decision that I wanted to carry out before. And like, I felt really proud of myself. I was relieved that I did not have to stress to resolve the issue, that if I'd taken that decision, I'd have been so worried, and I would have had no one that I can really like rely on to help me resolve it, and it would have stressed me a lot. So the whole issue has been like a motivating factor for me to put myself first. At least 70 to 80% of the time, I'm going to focus on myself, then focus on others. Because you cannot give out of an empty vessel. You cannot pour out of an empty cup or an empty vessel. So that is my own personal decision. And just the fact that I took one step and I saw the result of putting myself first, I am so pumped to continue to put myself first, at least for the next 6 months. I want to just see how much I can achieve by putting myself first. Because seriously, when I looked at the project and I looked at my financial capability, I was just like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't be where I am right now. but I was doing everything for everybody, and I like to do things for people, but at this point I'm having a budget or a limit to what I can do. So I put myself first, then put budget for others, and then just try to see what I can achieve. So I don't know if you guys have ever thought that women should be more selfish and put themselves first so that they can achieve more in life. If you are someone who's in a selfish era, how has it been going for you? Have you been able to achieve a lot? Has it caused some problems with people around you? Because definitely when you begin to say no and you begin to say yes to yourself, some people are not going to like it, and they might even call you selfish because they want you to put them first all the time. And when you say no, they are going to be like you hate them, you are jealous of them, or you are selfish. So I want to know how being in your selfish era has been for you, and if you've never considered being in a selfish era, did this video trigger something to make you think that you need to put yourself first if you want to go further in life, if you want to achieve your dreams, if you want to live a happier life? I would love to hear your own thoughts about this whole discussion. So please leave your comment in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.